Hello and welcome back, my friends. Today I've got a quick gardening episode for you. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 amazing food crops that everyone watching this video should try their hand at growing. But more importantly, I'm going to show you an accelerated way to get those seeds to sprout, root, and start producing food. So the technique I'll be sharing with you today is known as scarification. Some of these different varieties of plants, when they create their seed, they create a harder outer shell. And it does this for its own survival. There's a lot of seeds that are going to be put through the conditions of the environment, whether it's hot and cold, whether it's falling in the trails where people are walking on them, whether it's birds coming and pecking at them. So they, over time, have developed these harder outer shells as a means of survival, and so that they don't sprout too early. As a gardener, when we purchase seeds, they're not always out in the environment going through these conditions, so we can step in and we can accelerate and mimic what nature already does. And there's particular varieties of seeds that this is most helpful with. Now, some of the different seeds you purchase, if you read the back on how to plant them, they're going to recommend scarification, but this technique is not for all seeds. Typically, it's going to work with a larger seed with a hard outer shell. And the 3 that we're going to focus on today are Moringa, nasturtium, and Malabar spinach. All right, so now I'll share with you 2 different techniques to accomplish the scarification. I think we'll start with the Moringa seed here, known by its Latin name, Moringa oleifera. Now, this superfood crop is touted for its nutrient density. It's often referred to as nature's multivitamin. It's absolutely loaded with nutrients. It grows in just about any type of soil condition. It's drought tolerant, it's heat loving, and it can be grown in a pot or in the ground as an annual or a perennial. I highly recommend you give this one a try. And my favorite way to scarify most seeds, including the Moringa, is to use a grafting knife. You want to be really careful if you're doing this. These are very sharp knives, but once you get the hang of it, it's quite easy. So all I'm going to do is go along one of these ridges here, and I'm just going to very slowly and carefully pull back some of that outer shell. And you can see we have now broke through the shell without damaging the seed inside. And that's all you have to do. You could peel back the entire layer, but I like to leave that on as a little protection. But what this is going to allow is for the water to come in, and let me just pull off a little bit more here so you can see. It's going to allow that water to soak right through into that seed and begin the sprouting process very quickly. Now let me show you another way you can do this using a rough surface like a file or some sandpaper. You're just going to take your seed and lightly rub on the paper. Again, I'm doing this at a point where the seed has a ridge. So there you go. You can see we broke through that outer shell and we're good to go. So why should you consider growing Moringa anyway if you don't live in a tropical climate? It is a frost-sensitive perennial. Well, you can grow these as an annual. And the best part is you can get an abundance of these seeds, usually in a pack of 100 or so for under $10. Check the link below where I purchase my seeds. You can get them prime shipping in a couple days and get growing now. Now I'm going to share with you the same technique using a slightly different seed. This is the Malabar spinach, known by its Latin name, 𝗙𝓏 alba. If you're not growing Malabar spinach, or you never have, you're missing out. This is a heat-loving perennial green. It's a vining crop, and just like with the Moringa, it's frost sensitive, so it's mainly grown as an annual, but it's extremely abundant. The leaves, actually not an actual spinach, look just like spinach. It's a beautiful plant and a delicious crop. It's got a mucilaginous texture, but it's wonderful to add into sautés, soups, or to just eat it like a steamed spinach. And as you can see, it's a much smaller seed than the Moringa, so a little bit more delicate to handle, but we'll pick one of these larger ones here as an example. Now again, I prefer to use the grafting knife, and I'm just going to very carefully remove the outer shell. And that's all there is to it. You can see the seed there, undamaged. We just put a little opening there to allow that moisture in. And that's all there is to it, my friends. It's very easy to do. And I'll show you we can do the same thing again with a sandpaper or a file. Don't press too hard doing this. It's harder to do with the smaller seeds using the sandpaper. But there you go. Just a few scrapes and we have broke through that outer shell. This is going to save you many days, even a week of sprout time. So time is of the essence with some of these frost sensitive perennials. If you got a shorter growing season, you want to get growing quickly. If you didn't start your seeds yet, you can still start these crops and get growing for this summer. All right, so the next seed that I'm going to share with you how to accomplish this scarification with is the nasturtium, known by its Latin name 𝓕𝓃𝓏 majus. Now, with this particular seed, I do not recommend that you use a grafting knife because although it has a harder outer layer, it's actually very thin and it's easy to damage the seed inside. So we're going to do a very light rubbing on the sandpaper here. And it only takes a few scrapes to get through. And you can see here, it's already coming through. I'm just going to turn the seed a little bit so we're not rubbing in the same spot. And that's really all it takes. Just to the point where you start seeing some white poking out from the seed. So be very careful of doing this with the nasturtium. You might even want to just forego it altogether. I planted out my nasturtiums this year just direct seeding in the garden and had sprouts coming up in about a week. You could optionally, with all these seeds, soak them in water overnight, some warm water. That's going to also help to break down that outer coating, soften it up, and that would be especially beneficial with the nasturtium. Now, why should you be growing this beautiful flower? Well, it's an edible crop. Both the flowers and the leaves are edible. They have a spiciness to them similar to a radish, but just wonderful to add into salads and other dishes. Just a great way to get a colorful spectrum of food, high in nutrients and minerals. Grow some nasturtiums if you're not already. They're very rewarding and beautiful. They can readily self-seed, and they come in many different colors and different heights as well. So that's going to do it for this video, my friends. I highly recommend that you give all three of these crops a try and try your hand at scarification. It's very easy, and once you get the hang of it, you'll wonder why you weren't doing it before. It helps to speed up the process. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Until next time, this is Dan from plantabundance.com. Take care. I'll be talking to you again soon.